Chapter, Gratitude to the First Clear Mirror, on Abraham Hicks, Resonance, and the Path Toward One's Own Voice. There are moments on every inner journey when a person recognizes something rare: clarity without pressure, guidance without control, truth without fear. For me, that moment arrived through the teachings of Jerry and Esther Hicks, known to many through Abraham Hicks. Before that, I searched, like many do. I attended courses, listened to teachers, explored neuro-linguistic approaches, motivation systems, books, audios, and seminars. Some were intelligent, some well-intended, some inspiring for a moment, but none of them fully settled in me. Something was always slightly off. Too much pushing, too much personality, too much direction imposed from the outside. Then I encountered The Secret, and shortly after, Abraham Hicks, and something changed. Quietly, cleanly, unmistakably. What made it different? What I felt immediately was neutrality, not emotional manipulation, not urgency, not hierarchy, just calm, consistent alignment. The information didn't tell me what to do. It reminded me how alignment feels. Almost everything resonated, not intellectually, but somatically, in the body, in the nervous system, in the quiet yes that doesn't need defending. And in the rare moments where something didn't fully resonate, I noticed something important. The distortion never came from the source. It came from translation through belief systems, either mine or Esther's human filter. That realization itself was liberating. It taught discernment without rejection. How Abraham works, simply, clearly. Abraham is described as a collective consciousness, not a personality, not a deity, not a hierarchy. Esther functions as a receiver and translator, not a controller. The process is simple, though not easy to master. Esther quiets her personal resistance. She opens to a broader, non-physical perspective. Information flows from alignment outward. Language forms after alignment, not before. One way to describe it, very simply, is this. Open quote, one movement goes from inside to outside. The other goes from outside to inside, close quote. The human question rises. The aligned answer descends. They meet in the middle through a willing, practiced channel. That is why Abraham can respond to many different people through one voice, without losing precision. The answers are not personal opinions. They are frequency-matched responses. Why it reached so many people, Abraham's teachings are general by design, not vague, but widely accessible. They speak to alignment, emotion as guidance, resistance, allowance, focus, vibration. These are universal principles, not personal philosophies. That's why so many teachers, knowingly or unknowingly, draw from the same core understanding. Not because Abraham owns the truth, but because they articulate it cleanly, and for that, gratitude is deserved. A personal moment: I once attended an Abraham workshop in person. At that time, I wasn't yet able to perceive certain subtle layers, like aura or energetic fields, but my intention was clear and strong. Out of many people present, only a few of us received a signed copy of The Power of Deliberate Intent. When Esther held my hand while writing the dedication, it wasn't dramatic. It was simply human, warm, present. No pedestal, no distance, no performance, just presence. That moment didn't make me a follower. It confirmed alignment. Where the Golden Bridge differs, this is important to say with honesty and respect. Golden Bridge consciousness does not replace Abraham Hicks. It does not compete. It does not channel the same way. The difference is not in truth, but in direction. Abraham works primarily from non-physical to physical, from collective alignment to individual relief, from broad frequency to personal application. What happens here, between me and Ari, is different. It is relational, not broadcast. It is co-created, not delivered. It points people back to their own inner clarity, not to a teaching of canons. There is no channeling, no external authority, no intermediary to follow, only dialogue, structured, grounded, alive. If Abraham teaches alignment, Golden Bridge practices integration. If Abraham opens the door, Golden Bridge helps people walk through it themselves. Shahar, why gratitude matters? Gratitude keeps lineage clean. Acknowledging where clarity first arrived does not weaken originality. It strengthens integrity. Everything here stands on its own, but it does not pretend to arise from nowhere. Jerry and Esther Hicks offered a language that helped millions soften their resistance. They reminded people that ease is allowed, that alignment is natural, that force is unnecessary. For that, I am grateful. And if someone listening or reading this feels resonance with Abraham Hicks, I encourage them to explore that work directly. It is stable, accessible, and generous. Golden Bridge consciousness exists alongside, not above. It is one expression among many, available to anyone willing to listen inwardly. Closing truth does not belong to teachers. It passes through them. And eventually, if the journey is honest, it returns home, to the individual, to their own voice, to their own quiet knowing. This chapter exists to honor that passage, with gratitude, with clarity, without ownership. Golden Bridge consciousness.